works. So anyways, what's up, guys? So we are Downright Random. I am Mike. This is Janine.
What's up, guys?
And today is our next episode.
Yeah.
Don't know what episode it is right now, but we've kind of lost track. And even though we've only had a few, but we record so many things, and I think we just keep recording. And if one is the next episode, that's
then
the next episode.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Yeah.
But yeah, so hopefully you guys have been checking out our stuff and seeing our other videos or listening to them. We are on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, we're on a few other platforms as well, and we're still growing.
We'll have all that link down below.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so hopefully you guys are either watching us or listening to us.
Mm-hmm. And sharing.
Yeah. And sharing and liking and commenting, and because we do want you to engage with us. We do want you to comment. We do want you to tell us your stories and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
It not only shows that, one, you're listening, but two, that like you want to be a part of what we're discussing, and it will help us talk with you guys more in the future about other things. I mean, we can have other discussions and everything. We do have plans to do some live videos.
Yeah.
And do more stuff with you guys. Now, one of the next projects that we're going to be trying to do, we'll probably do for our next one, is we're going to be doing some game nights. And we may do one maybe on our next one.
We may do, yeah. And it's going to be us playing games and talking. It's not just going to be a game. So we'll still have discussions, and then it's more just like live. And if you guys come on live with us, we can chat with you guys, and we'll all just kind of interact, just to kind of take a break from everything else that's going on.
Just have fun with it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
definitely.
But I mean, that's what we want to do, is just have fun with this. That's the whole purpose of all this. Is to have fun, try to not worry about the rest of the world and what's going on with the rest of the world.
It's not being in denial. It's just kind of taking a step back from everything and just kind of having someplace else to go and not have to, stress about all that stuff.
But talking about the world, so we have some history with scammers.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So some of you may or may not know, some of you that have followed me on my other channel, The Beard Don't Lie. So there was one time we were driving, and someone tried to scam us by like bumping into us with their vehicle into our vehicle. So to give the rundown of it, so we were just driving. We pulled up behind someone at a red light. And then they slowly started to back into us, and we honked our horn at them.
And we have a dash cam. That's also.
And we do have a dash cam. Yeah. And they just kept going. Even we were laying on the horn and everything, and they just backed right into us. There was no damage on our truck. There was a little bit of damage on their vehicle, but I don't know if it actually came from our truck.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Because where the damage was not where our bumpers would have met.
Yeah.
Because our truck is a higher truck, and their car was a lower car. And she tried to say that I ran into her. And we caught it all on dash cam.
Yeah.
And then when I explained to her, I caught it on dash cam.
Her tone
everything changed.
Yeah.
So I think she was trying to scam us. And I have that video up on my other channel. I'll link that below as well. Or if you're watching on YouTube, I'll have maybe one of those little card thingies. I don't know how
the iCard.
Yeah.
And so basically, just to sum it up, we had it on dash cam, which we actually have tried to encourage our family members to do as well.
Yeah.
And it's not even just because of scammers. Let's say you do get an accident or something else happens around you, and then a dash cam can kind of can pick it up or whatever. It's just you never know what's going to happen. And just so happened that we have a dash cam, and then it caught all this on there and everything. So we pretty much like squashed that within like 2 seconds with her. And have you had, and we've had other experiences with scammers. Obviously, everybody has. Scammers are like the poo on your shoe, I guess, sometimes. Which is so horrible, because a lot of scammers are actually kind of smart and they're clever. But they use it in such just
a lot of them
way.
are very intelligent as far
Yeah.
as like how they can come up with these things.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how do they even think
of that? Yeah.
So yeah.
And then they're able to get people to go along with them.
Yeah.
And so they're great manipulators also. And so I know, like, and scammers, it can be all different kinds of things, For example, I was saying that when, growing up in New York, you come across a lot of, in big cities, I think scammers are everywhere.
Yeah, scammers are everywhere.
But it's like there was this one particular situation when me and my best friend were on the train. And the thing that a lot of people do, like, when somebody's a native New Yorker, you usually say to them, oh, like, I'm trying to get here. And, they always look lost. These two old ladies, and they were playing the part, I guess, of tourists.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh, we're on the train and we don't know where to get off and such, which a lot of people, like, even for you, you said when you used to visit New York, you didn't really go on the train that much. Yeah. Because most people, when they visit New York,
I never went on the train other than that. When we last went up there,
yeah,
that was actually my first time on the train.
And we'll get into that experience because, yeah. But, so most people, when they go like to like New York, some people take the train because they want to say that, oh, they've been on the train or whatever. But most of them are going to take a cab. Or they're going
most of the time I walk.
Or walk.
I mean, unless it's
you want to see everything.
Unless it's completely blocks away, then I'll take a cab
Yeah.
or something. But most of the time I walk.
So these two old ladies, I want to say they were probably in their, I don't know, later. And I'm not saying people, whatever. They were older than my best friend and I. And they were probably like in their late 60s or something. And one of the ladies was like, oh, I don't know where to go. Like, and so there's a map on I guess it's still the same way now, but I don't know. I haven't been on a train in a while, but there was a map and you can kind of like see like where the train lines were going and everything. And they were saying, oh, we're trying to get here. So I went to the map. I walked them over to the map and I'm pointing like where they have to get off and everything. So as I'm doing that, one of the old ladies starts putting her freaking hand in my pocket. Like she's trying to pickpocket me. And I like, went into like, what the hell mode?
Defense mode.
Yeah, defense mode. And I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. And I said, wait a minute. So this whole thing was just to get me like to be like, my guards down so she can try to go in my pocket. And of course, because they're older women and they're trying to like make it seem like they're like tourists and they're lost, I wasn't thinking, okay, they're a threat or whatever. And I cursed her out. Me and my best friend like cursed her out.
Scam.
Yeah. And I was just like, so you always have to be on your P's and Q's with different things. And I was just like, wow, like, even the old folks now.
And it makes you not want to help people.
That's the thing. Because like, yeah, you see somebody on the train and they just look lost and they're just like, where, so you wanted to help them,
Right.
So they don't end up like, in uptown Bronx, whatever. I'm not trying to sound whatever. I'm from the Bronx, but yeah, you don't want them to end up like all the way someplace else. And then they're just like, okay, how do I get back to,
Yeah.
Manhattan where all the shopping places are? But it was just like, yeah, it really took me like, it made me very like aggressive at that point. And I was just like, wow. But yeah, what other situations? Like there's a lot of scammer situations. Like,
I mean, we were scammed on when we had our shop.
oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
I was scammed pretty heavy
Yeah.
with a radio spot because we just opened the shop.
Yeah.
We wanted to do more. We wanted to advertise more.
Yeah.
And we got in contact with one of those radio people that do those radio spots. And we get cold calls all the time.
All the time. Yeah.
And I think that's what it was. I think they called us, and we get those all the time. We've had them for like put your name on like the pizza boxes, and we did that. It I don't know if it really helped.
Yeah.
But we did it. It was fun. We supported a local pizza place. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's what we wanted to do, is what helped support some things. But no, a radio I don't know what it was, an ad.
It was supposed to be like an ad spot just for like a radio.
But what the company was.
I can't remember what the company was at the moment.
So they would
Yeah.
help you put an ad on radio.
They tell you like what time slot and everything. Right. And yeah.
And they were doing like a special also that if you cross promote with a certain thing, that you can get a better price, and that, it'll help promote two things. It'll help promote like a charity kind of thing, and it'll also promote your business because it's showing that kind of like you're a sponsor.
And that's how
of
they
this
get
thing.
you also, because it's
And
like,
that's-
you can promote your business and you can support a charity. Like, who doesn't want to do that?
Right.
That's points to get into heaven.
It's almost like they knew who I was almost.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
because I am straight edge.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
forgot
drug free, I'm alcohol free, you know, and all that.
And not because he was like people. Can we just talk about that for a second? Some people think that when you're straight edge, that means that you're like a recovering alcoholic
Yeah.
or something. That's not what it means. So go
or a
ahead.
drug user or whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but yeah, I've never done drugs. I've never
Yeah.
smoked. I've never drank.
Yeah.
And like the hardest thing I've taken is like NyQuil.
Yeah.
If you want to put something on me, I know there's some straight edge people that are like, I don't even take
Yeah.
that. You know.
I mean, you don't even like caffeine, really.
No,
like,
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like
Yeah.
caffeine. So it's one of those things that I don't do any of that stuff, and I am a big advocate of anti-drug and things like that. I
Yeah.
mean, and this was for an anti-drug campaign.
Yes, it was.
And they were promoting this stuff, and it was going to be on like it was on 3 different radio stations, but I think we were only going to do it on just one.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, cool. So send us more information on it, and we'll look it over, and we'll make a decision. So he sent us the information. I mean,
Looked straight up legit.
it was legit.
Yeah.
Like it looked like, I mean, everything was like fine. And then we wrote up what we wanted it to say, and then they took all of our stuff. We sent them the money, and they're like, okay, it's going to be playing on this day during. We're going to be doing the anti-drug campaign during these slots, and we're like, okay, cool. And then we still never heard it.
No.
We never heard it.
Yeah.
But so we were listening. We stayed up because it was at night.
Yeah.
And we knew that wasn't the best slot, but we didn't pay tons of money.
Yeah.
But it was
Thank
like
God.
they were doing like the thing, and I don't even remember if they were even talking about the anti-drug thing. Were they? I can't even remember.
I can't remember at the moment, but
Like I was so
yeah.
frustrated. I really
Yeah.
cannot remember that. But we did not hear a thing at all, and we stayed up like during the
Yeah.
entire time of the slot that it was going to go and the day it was supposed to
Yeah.
go, and we didn't hear it. And I think we stayed up till like 3 a.m. just to be like, it'll be next, it'll be
Yeah.
next, and it never came up. And we're like, what the hell? So,
Scammers.
wait, did we pay them? I don't know if we did pay them.
Oh no, I think we did, but I think we didn't do like I don't
No,
know if
we
we
did.
we did.
We did,
I don't
'cause
know
I
if we
had to
got a
get them-
refund or anything.
No, we did.
We did get a refund.
We
yeah.
did.
But we had to
We had to
fight
fight for
to
it.
get that refund. Yeah. I don't remember what the amount was, but
it was like
wasn't
$400.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, but we did end up getting a refund, but we had to stay on it. And I think we probably threatened them with like,
Well, I think we contacted our lawyer. on
yeah.
that
So,
stuff.
yeah.
But so we waited up and we didn't hear anything. So the next day I contacted them and I was like, was it supposed to play? Because we didn't hear it at all.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, I played it this time. So I'm like, no, I didn't hear it. And I think we even tried to record the
Yeah.
entire thing so we could hear it.
Yeah.
And we could put it on our website or be like, hey, we
That we
supported this
support it.
anti-drug stuff, all this everything. And they were like, no, it played at this time slot. And they said it was a lot later than what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
And we still didn't hear it though. And because I think we stayed up through that time because it was supposed to be like, it was supposed to be between, it wasn't like completely rush hour, but it was like 7 o'clock
Yeah, that's right.
to,
yeah.
I can't remember the time, but it was like 7 to 11 or 7 to
Yeah.
midnight or something like that it was supposed to be running. So it wasn't like rush hour because I think that time slot was more,
Yeah.
which was like the 5 to 7. And we got the one after that.
Yeah.
And so then like we didn't hear it. We called them and they were like, oh no, it played. And I was like, I have no proof of it.
Yeah.
And then I said, I need proof. And they're like, oh, well, the radio station is the one that determined the time slot. I said, well, we paid you to make sure it happened in the time slot.
So that's when the scam kind of goes to so they suck you in.
Yeah.
They get you all excited you're going to do it, and then when it doesn't go through, that's when they start pointing other fingers at other people or pointing fingers at you.
Yeah.
And saying, well, you didn't read this part, or this person, there's only but so much we can do, our hands are tied. That's usually what's gonna kind of go in those kind of scams. So then it just kind of goes through those stages, and then you go to the stage where you're upset, and then you're like, I need my money back. And sometimes some people don't get their money back. Some
Yeah.
people sometimes they just completely disappear, and that's kind of like, so that was the point where they started like pointing fingers, and they were just kind of
they were really trying to make it seem like we missed it.
Yeah, we missed it, or we misunderstood something.
Yeah.
And it's just like, at that point, that's when you kind of have to go through that's why I always take notes, like when I'm talking to somebody, you always get a name, you always like, and then repeat the thing back to them and then say, so basically what you're saying is, and then also because we had things in email, that also helped because we like you always make sure you have some kind of record or something. Like if somebody talks to you and then, you hang up the phone, if you have an email them and state everything that you went through in that, and like right away and say everything that you went through in that, that conversation or whatever. So because some places you can't record, phone calls. So that's another thing you have to realize. But it was the same thing. Like another scam. Like I was telling you that when my best friend and I moved to Buffalo, and we got scammed. Like it was like we were living in New York at the time, like New York City, and we wanted to move to Buffalo, New York, and stupid 20-year-olds. We were looking on Craigslist for an apartment, and we saw this apartment that was beautiful. Like the floors were like, just freshly done and paint was all fresh. So we saw the pictures, and then there was a guy that was in Brooklyn, New York, and we went to meet him and put the deposit down because he had like property in other places. So he was like, oh, that was his other guys doing the property in Buffalo. And so we gave the deposit to him, and then everything was supposed to be okay. We get to the apartment in Buffalo, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
There was black carpet on the floor. It was in the ghetto, and it was the walls were like probably hadn't been painted in 20 years. It was horrible. And I remember like we just walked in, like at first like we saw the outside of it, and then we were just like, okay, whatever. It wasn't like horrible, but when we went in, it was just like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah.
Like we looked around, and I think my best friend started crying like right on the spot, and I was just like thinking, what the hell? Because we put the deposit down, we didn't have like that much more to put like on another apartment. So then we're trying to call the guy in Brooklyn, we're trying to figure out who the guy was in Buffalo, and like why like it wasn't the same apartment. It was like he fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah,
it was insane. And I
mean,
was just
like real estate scams are like one of the biggest scams.
Yeah,
because like something like that happened to your aunt and your grandmother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My grandmother was supposed to move to Florida, and she retired from being a nurse, and everything was all set up, and the whole thing fell apart. And I don't know if she ever recovered, the money or whatever, but it was horrible. And they know like when there's somebody who's moving from a different area, because some people, they can go back and forth, but they know that a lot of people aren't going to go back and forth.
Right.
So that makes it easier to kind of, have everything lined up and scam somebody, because all they just have to do is just wait for the money to come in and then just disappear. So,
but even with your aunt's house, remember someone like was trying to like rent it, and it wasn't your aunt.
Oh yeah.
Like that was like a huge scam. Like I couldn't even believe that when I was hearing that.
But
I was
people,
But we hear about that stuff all the time. Like we hear to like the Airbnb stuff.
Yeah.
That people will rent out an Airbnb and they don't actually own
it.
That Airbnb.
Yeah. And it's
like that's like the same thing that happened with your aunt.
Yeah.
Like someone posed as your aunt and tried to rent something and then just took the money and ran.
And I think to myself, how do people have the balls to do that? Like I would be so afraid, like, like that I would just get caught, or karma would like,
because they know they're gonna
I know,
get
but
caught.
I'd be afraid like karma would get me back so bad that like I would just like do that to somebody, walk outside, and like a brick would hit me in the head.
Yeah.
Like because I would just feel like it would, like, I don't understand how you can feel like good with your karma and doing something like that. And then I don't know if this is really a scam, but the other day we were in Lowe's. Mm-hmm. Like, would that be? That's not really a scam.
I don't know
that's
if it's a
more
scam,
just
but
like
it's just
a crime.
It's just a crime. I mean, scams are crimes, but like that was just 100% just stealing.
Yeah. So
you can tell the story.
Yeah. So we were actually at the customer service desk because we found something that was on which Lowe's was kind of,
So it was Lowe's Home Improvement.
Yeah.
And nothing against Lowe's.
No.
This is not against Lowe's.
No, it's not against, because we love going to the home improvement stores.
Yeah, but
we do.
no, we were looking for a tool, and we found one, but it was an open box one, or someone had returned it, and they had like retaped it up and stuff like that, and it was obviously used because the blade was like had all the markings and like the logo on the blade was always
so you could tell
up.
that someone did their project and they were like, I'm never going to use this tool again. I'm going to return it. Yeah.
And it wasn't that expensive a tool. It was only like $7.
Yeah.
But like we needed that tool, and we're like, well, shoot, this one's open. Let's just see if we can just get something discounted on it, because it's obviously been used.
Yeah.
And so we just took it to customer service to see if they could do something for us. And she did. She was like, yeah,
she gave 50% off of
she'll do it 50% off. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So then after that, we had a couple other things in our cart. So she was like, you know what, I'll just ring you up since you're already here. So as we're standing there, getting everything rung up, all of a sudden we hear like an alarm going off or something.
Yeah.
Like an alarm, not like the store alarm, but just like the
When
alarm.
like the products had the little
yeah,
alarm
like when they had
key
that little alarm
tag
thing
thingies
on it.
them.
Yeah. So we heard that. So then we're like, what is that noise? And then all of a sudden a lady starts walking towards like where a customer service was, but she was going like, you know, past customer service. And the lady that was helping us was like, oh, ma'am, I can take that off for you. Just like, you know, because the alarm was going off and, you know, it's kind of annoying or whatever. And the lady,
I think she was just going to turn it off.
Yeah.
Just in case, and then activate it again.
Yeah. And so then the lady was like, oh, no, I'm good. And so then she's like, no, ma'am, I can turn it off for you. So she keeps walking, and now she's like walking past customer service desk, and then
going out the door that's the entrance.
Going out the door that's the entrance. And then the lady was like, ma'am, let me help. And the lady just walked out.
With a cart full
of stuff. And so we're standing there, and then there's people on the opposite side of the customer service that are doing returns or whatever. And we're all just looking like, did this lady just walk out with all that stuff?
Yeah.
And so the lady that was working at Lowe's, she was like frustrated, but she was just like, you know, that's what people do. And so she just walked out. And then after that, that's what you saw, because I didn't see the next part.
So we finished checking out, and we went outside.
Yeah.
And then I looked up the parking lot, and I see her like almost at the back of the parking lot, like walking, just walking. And the alarm is still going off.
Yeah.
And she's just walking to the back of the parking lot. And then all of a sudden, like she's at the end of the parking. There's like there's maybe like 2 more spots of cars that like, or like a parking spaces.
Yeah.
So obviously her car was not over there, because the way she was walking, she was just
walking.
walking.
Yeah.
So then an SUV like sped through the parking lot up to her, like going very, very fast in the parking lot, and then honked the horn, and then like sped right beside her. And then they opened up the door, they threw all the stuff in there, and then she jumped in the SUV, and then they just took off.
It's crazy. And talking about like stealing stuff, like I don't know why this story just popped up in my head. When I worked at I think it was Party City. When I was working at Party City, I had a manager, and she actually hired her sister. And I think I told you this story. She hired her sister, and a couple of times things were like going missing, and she was the manager. And so we were just like, what is going on? Like, why did there's like, it was random things, like toilet paper would go missing, streamers, like just random things. And then it turned out that she hired her sister, so her sister can like steal stuff, like, you know, when no one else was, like, it was basically like an inside job.
Right.
And it's like, why would you?
That happens a lot.
Why would you risk your job to do that?
So one of the places I worked at, there was like a ring like that kind of thing. And so, again, I'm not going to say where I worked.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not trying to blame Party City. Like, you know, people,
people steal from everywhere.
Yeah.
But no, so there are these 2 people that basically they were doing the same thing. But what they did is they would like put stuff outside in the trash, and then someone would come back around later on and get it out of the trash. They got caught,
of course,
pretty quick, and then they got paraded around the store as thieves. Wow. And that was one of the things that when someone got caught, like, again, this was back in the day when you could like go run down someone and catch them.
Yeah.
Like they would parade them around the store. It was kind of, I guess it was insulting, but it's one of those things that's what they did to be like, this person is a thief.
Yeah. A lot of like the bodegas or like the neighborhood stores will put your picture up and be like, this person stole. And so like, yeah, you would know, okay, I don't want to have my picture up there. Like that's embarrassing. Yeah. So, but we've
still seen that. Like a few of the beauty supply stores that we've been to.
They'll have like the video
and it'd be
screenshot.
Like, I'm a thief, and they'd put like their picture up.
Yeah. You know, beauty supply stores have a lot of people that steal from there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it's so cluttered in there. There's so much like inventory, but you can make a lot of money selling like hair stuff, which is bad, but it's just, once again, it's like, why do it? Is it really worth it? So another scam that we wanted to talk about, that we got scammed. I don't even like, I don't, is it a scam? I guess it was with our truck.
Oh yeah, we got scammed on our truck.
And that is, I don't know why there's so many like things that protect like people that sell like bad cars or bad used cars
We got
and
screwed over
everything.
bad with that.
Yeah. And it's like,
And it's still affecting.
and it's still affecting us. And I think that, you know, and we tried to talk to an attorney and all this other stuff, but there's really not a lot of help with that kind of situation.
So we were looking for a new truck for our shop, so we could carry more stuff and everything. A bigger truck. Our other truck was fine, but it was a little small, and we were starting to carry bigger signs and stuff like that. And we needed a larger truck, so we found 2 trucks that we liked, and we went to go look at them, and they were in a different state. They were in the neighboring state.
Yeah.
I liked the white truck, but it was really big.
It was huge.
I mean, granted,
It was way too like high up.
It was jacked up.
Yeah.
In the picture, it didn't look that tall.
Yeah.
But
when we were driving up into the
you could see it from like a mile away.
Yeah, like we were like driving up to the dealership and we're like, that's it? Oh, okay, no, that's too big.
But, I mean, we could have lowered it and
Yeah.
put some smaller tires on it and stuff like that. But we were looking for something that we could just like get in and not have to worry about doing stuff too. And boy, were we wrong.
Whoa.
But so we looked at that truck. I did like it. It did need a little bit of work, but it was a nice looking truck.
Yeah.
So the other truck, the picture was, it looked nice in the picture. It still had some height to it and stuff like that. It was 2 years newer. It had a little less miles. I mean, not too many less miles, but it had less miles.
Yeah.
And we liked it. We looked at it, and then we test drove it, and it drove pretty nice. And we went to a parking lot after when we were test driving. We went to a parking lot. We like looked at it. We took pictures of it. We went underneath of it. We went all around that truck.
Yeah.
And it looked like a solid truck. And then, like, we were like, all right, this is the truck for us. So we traded in our other truck. We bought this truck and we took it home. And then from there,
It was a complete nightmare.
it was just nightmare after nightmare. So we took it. The only thing that it needed the turbo to be clean.
Yeah.
Which it was just a service thing. And I think that was it.
Yeah.
And they were willing to like adjust the price so we could get that clean because they were going to clean it. But then we just got there before it was scheduled that they were going to do it.
Yeah.
And so they reduced the price for the amount.
You're talking about the dealership.
The dealership we bought it up.
Yeah.
They were going to clean the turbo. But because we bought it before they had scheduled it, they were willing to reduce the price a little bit to cover
Oh, that was so nice of their dumbasses.
That was, yeah. So we took it to one of the diesel shops near us, and while they were looking at it, they were noticing some things about the truck that looked weird. And like we looked at it with them, there was some rust underneath the truck, but where they were showing it was like, all right, these needed to be replaced, these needed to be replaced. But then come to find out, it was way worse than they even thought it was.
So basically, like just to sum it up, they pretty much the dealership sprayed something underneath.
They sprayed an undercoating on top of the rust.
So basically, when we looked at it, it looked it looked really good. It didn't look like imperfect, like it was brand new, but it looked like it was still like, you know, in good condition. Because if they made it too nice, it, you know, would have been kind of whatever. So they sprayed it, and then when we brought it to the actual diesel mechanics, they were able to lift it up.
Well, some of the rust started to fall off.
Some of the stuff started to fall off, and then it exposed everything.
And it exposed it. And then they were showing us some of the stuff, and I'm just like, crap. So what do we do? And they're like, you may need to try to like see if you can get this. You know,
they said get your money back. Yeah, they were just like they wouldn't
find it safe.
Yeah,
and like the coat was just peeling off.
Yeah,
like, and they even stated that it looked like it was a cover up.
Yeah.
Like someone.
So basically, it was a flood truck, and most likely,
it was something like a flood truck. They couldn't guarantee it that it was a flood truck, but most likely either it was a flood truck or someone like off-roaded it and got it stuck and it just sat there for a while.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And so we contacted an attorney. Well, first we contacted the dealership,
and they were
like,
no,
nope.
there's nothing. No, we can't do anything. We're we got your money. We don't care about you.
Yeah. So. And they weren't willing to work with us at all.
No.
And I was like, well, fine. I'm going to find an attorney.
And the crappy thing about it was that we sat there for freaking hours. And we, like you said, we
were there for like 4 hours.
And we drove from,
talking
from another
with them
state.
and trying to figure
I still remember the guy's name. I want to say his name so bad, but we
drove 3 hours.
it's just like I don't like it's one thing, and we talked about this before about like the working someplace, and you know, I'm not gonna sell you something that is gonna either make you look bad or put you in an unsafe position or gonna
Right.
make you out of your money, like just so that I can get something. And I
Right.
know there's a lot of people that will do that, but I don't feel morally that is the right thing to do.
But we went to this dealership because they specialized in trucks.
That was the other thing, yeah. So
Like,
it's
that was
like,
their specialty was
so
was
you
trucks.
have this like reputation.
90% of the vehicles were trucks.
And to crap on your reputation. And if I ever heard somebody, I can even see the name of the place in my head right now. That's how like angry.
Oh, yeah.
And if somebody like I said, I remember the guy we spoke to the whole time. And if someone said that they were going there, I would say, do not go there. Do not go there. Like, I'm not gonna like outright like badmouth them and like be like, this is my mission in life to, you know, badmouth this place. But if someone said,
because some of this is speculation.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, but
We legally have to probably say
yeah,
that.
I know. But it's like allegedly,
Allegedly, yeah.
they're complete scammers, and
Yeah.
allegedly they will take your money and they won't care, and they will put you in a vehicle that is gonna put you under, and that's gonna be unsafe, and
Yeah.
they'll allegedly be okay with it because they made a sale.
Yeah.
So suck on that, you guys, because you know. I feel like you don't have to become a nasty person. Like I said, I'm not going to make it my mission in life to talk bad about them, but I do hope that they get what they deserve. I hope karma really came back around.
But again,
because they could have done it to somebody
but
else
then
also, and that's
we got scammed the second time with the same truck with the attorney.
Which
So-
I feel that attorney probably knew them. And because
he
we
may
had
have.
to find an attorney that was in that area.
Yeah.
That was how it had to work. So
Well, in that state that was willing to do with, like-
and I feel like that attorney
It wasn't
screwed us over
like a lemon
as
law
well.
thing, but
Yeah.
it was definitely like a fraud thing.
Yeah.
So we found an attorney.
Yeah.
Like, we contacted an attorney in our area.
And they told us that
and
we
they
had
said,
to-
"Oh, you should go to this guy. He works that, and
Yeah.
he could probably help you." And I don't know if he knew the guy or not.
Yeah,
But-
allegedly he might have.
Allegedly he
he
may
might
have,
have
but-
known.
But so we contacted that attorney, and we spoke to the paralegal first, and was dealing with all that. She was very nice, and they were like, "All right, well, we need this to get started. We need all your affidavit and all this stuff, and we'll need this much money to get started, so we can start getting like stuff from the DMV, stuff from all the places that it was sold, because apparently it was sold from another place and everything." So they're like, "All right, we need all this stuff to get started," and we're like, okay, but we want to talk to the attorney. We want to like figure out all the rest of the process. And she was like, okay. And the attorney called us, and we spoke to the attorney, and he was like, we told him this stuff, and he goes, all right, it's going to be maybe a little difficult, but we could probably figure it out. And so I sent him all of our stuff. We had a huge pack. I still have the packet somewhere. Like, it's in one of the boxes that we were putting all the stuff in.
Yeah.
And like, it just pissed me off when I found that.
Yeah.
And
because it's
but-
one of those things where we, like, I'm not saying we're like angels, but we went through all the proper. We did the research to find the
Right.
truck. We test drove it. We inspected it. We did everything. And then we got screwed. And then we were still trying to be like, okay, let's contact them and let's just say, you know, this is what happened.
Yeah.
And then they gave us attitude. So then we said, okay, now we have to go the lawyer route. We wanted the lawyer. And then he screwed us over. And it's just like, golly.
But like, so we gave him the money to get started.
Yeah.
The like our retainer fee or whatever it was, and we had to contact him continuously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like he was like, all right, I'll contact you in a week and let you know what's going on. Week went by, nothing.
Yeah.
2 weeks went, nothing. We were having to contact him, and it was like we were bothering him because he was very annoyed every time
Yeah,
we contacted him.
yeah.
We're like, we
He's
know
like,
we know
"Guys,
you have other.
I already spent your money. Stop calling me."
He was like, I know that. Like, we know
Yeah.
that we're not his only clients.
Yeah.
We understand that. But when you say that you're going to do something,
Yeah.
do it. Like, don't say, oh, I'll call you in a week, and then you still haven't done anything.
Yeah.
And then finally, it was like, I don't even know how many months later. But he also told us not to register it and just to hold on as long as we could.
So we're waiting now to
So we
figure
don't-
out. Yeah.
And I was like, well, the bank is, we still have to pay the bank and everything
Yeah.
like that. So we're paying the bank still on this vehicle that,
That we
haven't-
can't even do
we can't
anything
even do
with.
anything
Yeah.
with. And because they said to leave it at the repair place.
Yep.
So, and have the repair place contact him and all this stuff. We did all that stuff.
Yeah.
And after he got all the information, he was like, oh, no, this isn't going to be a problem.
Yeah.
We'll take care of this. And we're like, oh, great. And then nothing and nothing. And we're still paying the loan on it.
Yeah.
And we still can't drive this truck.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is going on? This is getting ridiculous.
So fast forward to just like everything. Like we ended up having to like.
Well, the attorney screwed us.
Yeah.
He said, he sent us one more thing and was like, sorry, I can't do anything.
Sorry, you're on your own. And that's just pretty much how it was.
And that's how it ended.
We
and
had
so we registered the truck because we couldn't get our money back. We couldn't take it back up there.
And how many times we've had to do repairs?
We had to right away. We had to replace a crap ton of work on the truck. I mean, we spent way more money. We spent thousands of dollars right then, right after we bought it, to fix this stuff that wasn't repaired, not including the turbo that we knew about.
Yeah.
And then we still weren't able to fix everything. And then after that, we've just been repairing it ourselves.
Yeah, we do it ourselves.
And the rust has gotten worse. The trucks, like, we've had to replace so much stuff. I mean, it was a money pit.
Yeah.
And it was disappointing because I do like the truck.
Yeah.
We got scammed, and they just were horrible.
Yeah.
And it was awful. And like, I don't know.
And it's funny because like we drive, like we have this like huge truck and people go, oh wow, that's a nice truck, and it's like, if you only knew the full story. It's like, and that's the whole thing, like with people, they see somebody have something and they're like, oh my gosh, you have this, you know, it's like supposed to be a sign of like success and all this other stuff, and it was to the point where we didn't even we wanted to put lettering and stuff on the truck, but we were so mad about the situation, we didn't even put anything on it. Because
the truck broke down like half the time anyways. We used my dad's truck for most of the stuff. I mean, because
so it's like
work.
We didn't want our business name on this truck that was like, you know, tainted and broken down and always. So it's like that kind of annoyed us as well, because we were like, oh, we're gonna get this truck and it's gonna, you know, be for our business and everything. And so the whole thing, just scammers suck.
Scammers do suck.
And I hope that they all get what they deserve. I mean, care. Like seriously, I do, because it's one of those things where you don't care about people. You have a black soul, and
scammers are awful.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I mean, we could probably say like a whole bunch more scammer things, but I mean, it's just like
definitely like share. I'm pretty sure everyone has a scammer story.
Oh yeah,
whether it's something small or it's something that was really major and really hurt you or put you back or whatever. Like, what was your scammer story? Like,
or if you were a scammer, but you've reformed yourself.
Yes.
Like, if you want to tell some of your stories because you feel bad about it.
Yeah. We won't judge you.
Or if you're a scammer now and you just want, or if you're a scammer now and just want to tell your story so we all know who you are.
Yeah, for real. For real. It's like, seriously, like, definitely let us know.
I mean, yeah. So anyways, guys, so that's this episode. We're gonna cut it here, and definitely like, subscribe, follow, share, tweet, Instagram, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you do. Find us at Downright Random.
Yep. Find us at Downright Random on Instagram and everywhere. We are still working on getting us on more platforms. Yeah. But the ones we have, we'll have listed below. But that's about it.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Scammers suck.
Scammers do
There's
suck.
no other way to put it, but scammers suck. And if you're a scammer, you suck.
All right, guys. So we'll check you later.
Peace.